Welcome back to the Bitachon series. We are the causes of trust, the 7 causes of trust. Cause number 4 is that you trust someone when they know what you need. You're not going to trust someone if they're going to give you something that's not good for you, right? You trust when you know what a person needs. And the truth is, knowing what you need is very important. If you look through the Tehillim of David HaMelech, the number of them that were composed, on the run from Shaul, hiding in a cave, expressing his innermost feelings, that's very powerful, that's very important. David HaMelech, of course, knew what he needs. Anyone who's blessed with children will know that one of the most difficult parts of the day is bedtime. Every child having a different bedtime if they're different ages. Not all children are mature enough to realize that what I need is not what my friend needs, or is not what my brother needs, not what my sister needs. We have different needs. You can't all go to bed at the same time. I remember my son, when he's a little bit younger, much younger, he came home from school one day and he says, Daddy, he said, I want it's called some retro sunning controller. It's one of these handheld games that you play, these mini computers. And we're not such fans of these kind of things. It creates tiredness and lack of concentration, and it's not good for family time. Either way, but we weren't going to have a fight with our son. We felt that wasn't the way to play this chinuch-wise. So we said, fine, you know what? If you really want it, we're not very happy, but go and borrow one from your friend. So of course, he's excited. He borrows it from his friend. And the next day, we hardly saw him. As soon as he came back from school, he was on this retro controller and we hardly saw him for supper. He came down for 2 minutes, then he ran back upstairs. He was on this like this was the greatest thing ever. A few minutes before bed, he knocks, he walks into our room. I say, yeah. He says, I've come to give you back the controller. We say, what? He says, yeah, I don't want it. We say, what happened? He says, well, I've realized, and he has these really tired eyes as he says this, as only a kid can. He says, I've realized it's not good for me. It's not really what I need. And that was amazing. That was the recognition of a child. That was the self-recognition that was really important. Now, Hashem knows what we need. Look through the Purim story. The miracles of the Purim story are phenomenal, but not just the miracles that we know of Haman being hanged and, the threat being removed, much more than that. If you think about it, what was the sin that nearly caused our destruction in the Purim story? It was that we ate from Achashverosh's Suda, the Gemara says. In which case, that should have been where all the pieces were being put into place in the first parak, fast being destroyed. But what actually happened? The first miracle of the story takes place in the first parak. Vashti is removed from office. Vashti, who Achashverosh marries because she's the granddaughter of Nebuchadnezzar, she legitimizes his rule. She's his security to the reign, to the throne. And yet, Achashverosh does the unthinkable and gets rid of her because all the things that Hashem put in his head and through the advisor and the feast and the everything, in order that Esther is elected or appointed, chosen in the next parak, which is remarkable. It means that the time that we're sinning, Hashem puts everything in place such that if we want to do tshuva, he's going to be there for us. That is knowing what a person needs. That's the ability to change things based on what someone needs. That is our 4th cause of trust, someone who knows what you need, and all the more so Hashem, who of course knows what we need.